today we'll discuss about alpha decay. Okay, now we know that a radioactive substance, radioactive substance, it emits alpha, it emits beta, and also it gives gamma radiation. Okay, what we know is that some radioactive substance, say X, will give you alpha particles. Okay, some radioactive substance, say Y, will give you beta particles. Okay, and there are also gamma radiation, which is accompanied. Gamma radiation is accompanied with alpha and beta. Okay, so basically we'll focus now on alpha particle. Okay, alpha decay, we can say that it is emitted in spontaneous decay of some radioactive substances. Alpha particles are simply helium nuclei or doubly ionized helium atom. Basically it gives, when you say what is the importance of alpha particle, you can say that it gives a deep knowledge of the structure of nuclei. Some particles, in fact some properties of alpha particles, it can be, number one, say this is positively charged. Okay, now what we know is that alpha is basically, this should be understood, that it's a doubly ionized helium atom. Okay, so this should be understood, it's a doubly ionized helium atom. So alpha particles, it's a positively charged, having charge plus 2e. Okay, and specific charge ratio is Q by M, which will be approximately 4.826 into 10 to the power 7 coulomb per kg. Right. Number two is that alpha particles have a spin 0 and positive intrinsic property. Okay, or rather parity, in fact, intrinsic parity. Number three is alpha particles have high ionizing power. Okay, but simultaneously low penetrating power. Number three is, or number four rather, it has, or rather it gets deflected. We can say it gets deflected. Okay, by electric and magnetic field. That has to be understood. Number five is like alpha particle emitted from a single radioactive nuclei may emit several group of monoenergetic particles. So it may emit several groups of monoenergetic particles. Okay. This particular thing led to the conclusion that the nuclei have a number of energy levels. Okay, and the emission of a particle, alpha particle, leaves the daughter in an excited state. This fact is confirmed due to the simultaneous emission of gamma rays along with alpha decay. Number six is that alpha particle, this is the basic thing of alpha particle. Alpha particle causes fluorescence. Okay. Now, when they become incident on certain substance. Okay, for example, alpha particle falls on a plate coated with zinc sulfide, it will show scintillations are produced. And then number seven is, it has a well defined range in material medium, okay, depending on the energy. Okay, now you can just understand the concept of alpha. Okay, alpha is on the basis of fine structure of atomic spectra. Now, what we know is that in analogy to it may be supposed that there are certain discrete energy level in the nucleus above the ground state. Okay, the nucleus normally exists in ground state energy, but under certain condition, it may exist in the excited state for a short time. Sometimes the emission of alpha particle leaves the product nuclei in one of its excited state, but it may remain in excited state only for a short duration and therefore undergoes transition to the ground state and gives up its excess energy in the form of gamma radiation. This explains the origin and discreteness of gamma radiation associated with alpha decay. Now, basically, we should one more thing we should concentrate on, that is alpha particle disintegration energy. Now, if we'll talk about alpha particle disintegration energy. Okay, now it is defined as the sum of the kinetic energy of the alpha particle and the product nucleus. Okay, now when alpha particle is emitted, the product means here we are talking about the daughter nucleus. Okay, it requires with a definite amount of energy, so we will consider m alpha and v alpha. This will represent mass, okay, and velocity of a alpha particle. Further, we consider md comma vd. This is the corresponding quantities, okay, for recoil daughter element, mass and velocity of recoil daughter nucleus. Okay, then according to the law of conservation of linear momentum, what we can say is that m alpha v alpha plus md vd equal to 0. Okay, so from here we can say vd is equal to minus of m alpha, okay, v alpha by mt. This could be your equation number 1. Now, if q naught, it is the alpha particle disintegration energy, okay, then q naught will be given by, it will be half m alpha v alpha square plus half md vd square. This could be your equation number 2. Okay, now substituting vd from equation 1 in this equation 2, we'll have q naught is equal to half m alpha v alpha square plus half md minus half m alpha v alpha by md whole square. That will give you half m alpha v alpha square. Okay, and in the bracket we'll write 1 plus m alpha by md. Now this particular thing is what? It's E alpha 1 plus m alpha by md. So what we can say is that here E alpha is basically half m alpha v alpha square. This is the kinetic energy of alpha particle. Okay, this alpha particle the alpha particle integration, it can be easily obtained by multiplying the kinetic energy, okay, kinetic energy of the alpha particle by the factor this much. Okay, now we'll just see the nuclear transition of Bi, okay, 83 212 to Ti 81 208. Now in the theory of alpha decay, okay, this what you can say is that Bi 83 212, it emits 6 group of alpha particle with disintegration energies from 6.207 mega electron volt to 5.586 mega electron volt, thus giving rise to fine structure. So just in the earlier part of this lecture, I have just mentioned that it is very much analogous to your atomic spectra. So this fine structure may be explained in terms of nuclear energy level. Okay, as it can be shown in this particular figure, which I've already drawn over here. Okay, where the group of alpha particles has been seen, named alpha naught, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha 4, and alpha 5. Okay. Now, according to the explanation, when a parent nucleus decays by alpha emission, the daughter nucleus may go over to any one of the number of allowed energy state. Okay, the state of lowest energy state is called, lowest energy is called the ground state, and those corresponding to the higher energy are called the excited state. Now, when the alpha particle is emitted with the highest possible energy, okay, say alpha naught, okay, the daughter nucleus is left in its lowest possible energy, the ground state. When, however, the alpha particle is emitted with a lower energy, the daughter nucleus is left with more energy than E, that is in an excited state. The excited energy for a given level is simply given by, here we can write here, delta EI is equal to E naught minus EI, where E naught is the total disintegration energy for the ground state. This one is the total, E naught is the total disintegration energy for the ground state, and EI is the total disintegration energy when the daughter nucleus is left in the excited state I. Okay, so the disintegration energy for alpha I group is observed to be, say, 6.167 alpha 1. Okay, so let it in this particular, let it this be E1. So E1 will be 6.167 mega electron volt. Therefore, the first excited level of 81, this, okay, has an energy level of E naught minus EI, so 6.207 minus 6.167, which comes to be 0.04 mega electron volt, which I have been mentioned over here. Okay, so on the right hand, I mean on the y axis, we have mentioned the energy. Okay, the first, I mean, has an energy different this much, so this 0.04 mega electron volt, or you can say this is to be 40 kilo electron volt. Okay, so the disintegration for alpha 2 group is 5.879, already I have been mentioned over here. Therefore, the second excited level of 81 to Ti, okay, second energy excited level is, say, for example, 6.207 minus 5879, again the difference between these two. So E naught minus E2, E naught minus E3, E naught minus E4, and E naught minus E4, the corresponding value has been mentioned in the y axis. Okay, so experimentally, now what we can say, we can also observe this in this particular situation, there the gamma, 8 gamma rays of energy releases, and which corresponds to, if we do the subtraction part, say if you subtract this from this, you will get 0.04. okay, if you subtract this from this, again do the subtraction part, already it has been shown over here, you will get the corresponding energy, the energy of the gamma rays, okay, of 8 gamma rays, which is released in this particular situation. So from the energy level diagram, the emission of more gamma rays is possible, but they are not observed experimentally. So this is the first part of the radioactivity, I mean alpha decay. The next part will be we'll discuss in the next lecture. Thank you very much.